With the RSP contribution deadline approaching on March 1st, you might be seeing a lot of advertisements for RSP products. Now, despite what those advertisements suggest, should you really be contributing to an RSP this year? In this video, we're going to look at 5 situations where very likely you should not be contributing to an RSP. If at the end of this video you're still not sure if an RSP contribution is right for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. One of our advice-only financial planners would be more than happy to help you decide if an RSP contribution is right for you. We help our clients create very detailed accumulation and decumulation plans that can often save tens of thousands of dollars in reduced income tax and increased government benefits. Now, the first situation where you should probably not be contributing to an RSP is when you expect your income to increase in the future. When you make an RSP contribution, you get to deduct that amount off your tax return. That deduction lowers your taxable income, and that deduction is really worth more when you have a higher income and when you're in a higher marginal tax bracket. So if you expect your income to increase in the near future, you might want to first focus on TFSA contributions and save that contribution room for later, that RSP contribution room for later when your income is higher. The second situation where you may want to not make an RSP contribution is when you expect to start a family soon or expand your family. So RSP contributions are very helpful when maximizing government benefits. When you start a family, you get access to new government benefits like the Canada Child Benefit, increased GST and HST credits, as well as provincial child benefits as well. These government benefits are often income tested, which means that they go up and down based on your income. When income is higher, benefits are lower. When income is lower, benefits are higher. One of the great things about an RSP contribution and the deduction is that it lowers your taxable income. So you can actually get more government benefits, child benefits in the future when you make an RSP contribution. So if you're planning to start a family soon or expand your family, you might want to save that RSP contribution room for later and focus on TFSA contributions first. Now, the third situation where you do not want to be making RSP contributions is if you expect to receive the Guaranteed Income Supplement GIS benefit in retirement. The Guaranteed Income Supplement, it's a very generous government benefit, but it has very high clawback rates. It's based on your taxable income, and when you make an RSP RIF withdrawal in retirement, that increases your income and lowers your GIS benefits. So RSP contributions, RSP balances, RIF balances are very bad if you're going to receive the Guaranteed Income Supplement in retirement. And about 1 in 3 retirees receive this benefit, so it affects a lot of people. If you expect to receive the Guaranteed Income Supplement in retirement, you probably do not want to be making RSP contributions. Now, the fourth situation where you may not want to make an RSP contribution is if you expect to purchase your first home in the next few years. Now, 2023 is unique, and every year after, because now you have access to the First Home Savings Account. The First Home Savings Account has a number of advantages over the old home buyer plan. If you can only do one or the other, I would suggest that you focus on making contributions to the First Home Savings Account up to that $8,000 annual limit each year. The First Home Savings Account, when you make a contribution, it provides the same tax deduction as an RSP contribution, but the benefit is when you make a withdrawal for a qualifying home purchase, that withdrawal from the First Home Savings Account is tax-free and you don't have to pay it back. So if you can only do one or the other, you probably want to make a First Home Savings Account contribution this year versus an RSP contribution. Now, the fifth and final situation where you probably do not want to be making an RSP contribution is if you're in the lowest tax bracket. So if your income's low right now and you're in the lowest tax bracket, the RSP is less of an advantage and you probably want to focus on TFSA contributions. The only exception is if you're eligible for a number of those government benefits we mentioned earlier. Now, if your income is low, you're not getting the benefit, the big benefit of the RSP, which is the deferral of tax to the future. If you're in a low tax bracket now and you expect to be in a low tax bracket in the future, that deferral of tax provides no advantage whatsoever. So you really should focus on TFSA contributions first if you're in a low tax bracket right now and you're not eligible for some of those big government benefits that we mentioned earlier. Now, should you be making an RSP contribution? If you're in any of these 5 situations that we mentioned, the answer very much could be no. You may not want to be making an RSP contribution. There could be a better strategy to get more out of those contributions, maybe by focusing on a TFSA or a first home savings account and saving that RSP contribution room for another point in the future. If you're still not sure if an RSP contribution is right for you, again, don't hesitate to reach out. I'll put a link in the description for the video. Reach out to one of our advice-only financial planners, and we'd be happy to help you create an accumulation and decumulation plan to help you make the most out of your contributions. And again, thank you for watching.